Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. We are diving into this book. We are getting close to the end. Hopefully you have been dreaming and writing down goals and hopefully maybe starting your vision board. But if you have not started it, it's okay. But we are going to dive right into this book. So as you're tuning in, where are you tuning in from? Good morning. I don't know if you can see out my windows. Normally, you can see the sun and the sky, and it is so foggy that right after our deck, because we live on a lake, you can barely see the water. So foggy today. And so, Annie Joy, you're done right now. Good morning. So anyways, good morning. She's sitting on the TV. I don't know if you can see that. So she woke up early. I just got done working out. Hence working out face. Who works out in the morning? Anybody join me? I love to work out in the morning because it's done. And if I work out in the morning and I'm done, then I make better choices. I get my reading done. Like I do all of the things, right? And so, anyways, I'd love to know. So we are on, yesterday we went through chapter 8. Well, we're going through chapter 9. So we are on page 120 if you're following along in the pages. And if you're brand new, I'd love for you to post new below. If you're like, what in the world is she doing? We read and go through a book every morning, whether you physically have the book with you or you just listen here. I've been going through books here on the Keto Mom page since last May. And my hope is to help you, a couple of reasons. My hope is to help you truly get your mindset right so that you can truly get yourself on a course to where you feel great about yourself, and then you will make the best decisions possible throughout your days, right? I love what we're going to talk about in just a minute. And hopefully you will develop a love of reading. I love to read. I love to learn. I love to grow. I don't read fiction. It's fine. I want you to hear my heart on this. I think whatever you read is great, but I will not read something that's not going to develop me, not going to teach me something I'm not going to grow from. I have to look at it and go, what lesson am I learning and how can I implement it? It's just how my mind works. So even like sitting down and watching TV, I don't really watch TV because I'm like, waste of my time. It's a me thing. If I'm not going to learn something, I don't like to do it. It's just so books for real. Like if I pick up a book and it's not something that's going to grow me, I'm like, I'm not a person that has to start a book and then finish it. I'm like, if you're not going to capture my attention and I'm not going to learn something, then I'm going to move on. It's just how I am. But this is the book that we're going through, and we're going to create vision boards. We can start next week. We should be done with this very soon. Yes. So we'll start next week, get the vision boards done by October 1st, and then we're diving into another book. So we're on page 120. Yesterday we talked about, she's diving into habits. She said, what are some habits that successful people have in their life, right? And success to you looks different than somebody else. So here on the Keto Mom page, we could just go success in your health and fitness, right? And so she talks about success in finances and relationships, like whatever you're going after, whatever on your dream board, successful people overall. She said one of the habits they do, yesterday we talked about, was focus on listening. And who are you surrounding yourself with? Today, habit number 2 is focus on reading. Now, there's some really incredible quotes and really incredible little one-liners to think about. So don't tune out if you're like, Stephanie just talks about reading. Listen, I promise you're going to be like, all right. So she says, successful people focus on reading. She tells a whole bunch of stories in the beginning, but she gives you some very basic statistics. She says, here are some statistics. So over the years she talks about daily routines and doing small things that will add up over time. You might not see it right away. So we're going to create this board. And then there's going to be, you're going to put the board in front of you. You're going to keep it where you see it. You're going to keep it in front of your eyes. You're going to believe for it, speak for it. And then there's this gap of time and patience and consistency that you're going to have to fill to see it actually come to pass, right? She says, and so she talks about one of the things that people need to do is self-develop. Like, develop yourself continuously. Read and work out, even if it's a short amount of time every day. We're going to talk about that in a second. She says one of the things they show on reading statistically says 58% of adults never read another book after they're done with school for the rest of their life. That's a lot. 42% of college graduates never read another book after college. 80% of the U.S. families never buy books or read books, have never read a book this year. 80%. 70% of U.S. adults have never been in a bookstore in the last 5 years. I think, how can you not read a book? Like, there is so much wisdom in learning from other people and where they've already gone. It's like, I think I talked about this yesterday. When you go after a challenge or when you go after goals, it's like you're walking through a minefield, right? Like in a battlefield. And you don't know where you're going to step. You don't know that the failures that you might have or the slip-ups, the challenges, you step on a mine, you fall, you get back up, right? Reading books is like going through a minefield, but you don't have to step on all of them. You're going to learn from the people that have already done it, and you're going to go further faster. That's what other people's wisdom does, is they give it to you, and you learn and you grow exponentially faster than they did. That's the power of reading and listening and learning from others. And so you've got to look at self-development as, what is my end game and who can I learn from, right? So what are the rituals that will take you to your dreams? That's what we're going to talk about real quick. What does your daily habits look like? We talk a lot about that in the Miracle Morning book, in Atomic Habits, and a lot of the books that we did all summer is creating systems to get you to where you want to go. In the book Atomic Habits, I've quoted this a lot. He says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You have a vision board, right? You have a whole bunch of goals written down. Just because you have them written down doesn't mean you automatically get there. There has to be systems in place. He says you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Does this make sense? Does that quote make sense to you? You have a vision board. It's right here, right? It doesn't mean you're going to get there. You've got to figure out the systems that are the gap between today and the goals, between today and the vision. All in this empty space is the systems that get you there. It's your daily routine. It's doing things that nobody sees that you know you're doing, even when it seems so simple and it's yet so simple to not do. She talks about that. Listen to this. She says, first of all, I want to challenge you to do something to continuously educate yourself by reading at least 20 minutes a day. We talk about that in the Miracle Morning. Read at least 20 minutes a day, right? She said, this man gave she's always telling stories about people, right? And so they give statistics of like, if you cut out 1 hour a day of watching TV, that will give you 365 hours throughout the year of reading. Divide that 365 by 40-hour work week, and you will get 9.5 weeks of productive time, which will grow you, right? Let's see. Let me go to what I underlined. What would make you so if you decide to learn, if you decide to grow, if you decide to develop yourself, that puts you in the 1% of people in the world. And if you're developing, think about what you want to read about. Think about the field you want to go into. Think about the goals you want to achieve. Then you go find those books that align with what you're wanting to learn. She says, think about the little excuses that we can go after every single day, right? Have you ever been bitten by an elephant? Clearly, well, I don't know, but have you ever been bitten by an elephant? How about a mosquito? These may sound like silly questions, but the point is that it's the little things that bite you. It's the small, seemingly insignificant habits that you neglect that distract you from your dreams, right? So you may tell yourself, it's just one day. It's not a big deal. I'll redo it. I'll do it tomorrow. What does it matter? Nobody else sees what I'm doing. Reading for 20 minutes is not going to get me anywhere. I have so far to go, it's not worth it. If you're looking in the mirror today, I'm gonna give you an idea. Like if you're looking in the mirror and we're just solely talking about fat loss, and you're telling yourself, what does it matter? What does it matter if I take the bun off my burger today? If I drink the amount of water that I should? If I go for the 20-minute walk? What does it matter if I read 20 minutes? Because that's not going to take the 40 pounds of fat loss I want. What does it matter? I want you to know, today, you are where you are today. You cannot change it right now. If you're looking in the mirror and you're like, I don't like where I'm at, guess what? You can choose to go, okay, I am where I am today. And I'm not going to get worse. I'm only going to get better. And the only way I'm going to get better is if I decide to make small little changes that other people might not see. They might not notice right away. I might feel like they're insignificant, but those little changes over the course of time will either get you back 40 pounds, and it might take all year, or you might gain another 40 pounds if you don't do the small things, right? So think about, I just want you to sit for 2 seconds and go, okay, I'm acknowledging where I'm at. I don't love where I'm at, but I don't have to sit here. And either way, I'm either going to get better or I'm going to get worse. But I better make the small choices to get better right now, because I'm not going to get any more worse. I'm not going to go down the 1% worse. I will not do it anymore. So the fact is, I need to lose 40 pounds. The fact is, I have daily choices and a daily routine to decide to do it or not. And I'm going to make the decision to do the things that will get me to where I want to go, even if they seem minuscule. Even if I'm like, really? I'm giving up the ice cream. And is it really going to matter? You're going to help create daily habits and daily routines and daily mindsets to get you to where you want to go. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense. Let me know. I need you to let me know. Okay. People are rewarded in public for what they practice in private. You will be rewarded for your routine. Somebody's not going to go, oh, good job for taking that bun off the burger. But if you take enough buns off the burgers, right? Croutons off the salad, no to the ice cream right now because you've got goals. You decide to not watch the TV, but you're deciding to go for that walk. You're deciding to take 20 minutes and read and work on your mindset instead of scrolling through Facebook. Take those small little things. It's like the basketball player. She quoted a basketball player in here who took his team to 3-4 championships in the NBA. And people said, why are you so good at this? And he said, I get up every single morning, no matter what, when nobody sees me, and I shoot 500 free throws. Or I'm paraphrasing. I shoot 500 shots, no matter what. Every single morning, it's a routine that I do. I get my head in the space that I need, and I go do the small little extra work, and that's what makes you great. That's going to get you to your goal, right? The things that people don't see. You will be rewarded for the routine because the routine is what gets you to your goals. Those small little things every single day. All right. This was super good. So she gives you a story. A man went to the coffee shop, ordered a coffee, and the man says, I would just like a black cup of coffee, no low fat, no cream, no anything, plain. And the barista says, all right, 1 cup of why bother coming right up. And the man says, why did you say, the man says, wait, what did you call my cup? And he says, a why bother coffee. She says, we tend to feel the same way when we launch a new successful routine. Why bother listening to the message on my way to work? Why don't I just jam out to music, right? Why bother cutting out 1 hour of television each night to learn? Why bother declaring my dreams out loud? Why bother expressing gratitude when I don't have anything to be grateful for right now? Why even bother making a pointless vision board? In the beginning, all of your efforts will feel so insignificant that you've got miles to go, so why bother? The most successful people in the world bother. Every day matters. Every inch of progress is still progress. What is simple to do is also simple not to do. Buns off burgers, right? I'm going to eat the bun. It's not a big deal. It's not the fact that you ate the bun. It's the routine and the daily habits and the discipline that you're creating, right? What is simple to do is also simple not to do. The biggest difference is dreamers and dream achievers. They do those little things, right? They do the things that get them to where they want to go. They don't care if people are watching or not watching. They do it. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. Change your routine and you will change your life, right? So we've talked in the past a lot about habits and routines and daily habits. So we're going to stop there. We're on page 125. We'll talk about habit number 3 tomorrow. It's focusing on 3 priorities. So we talked about the habits of listening, the habits of reading. Tomorrow we'll talk about 3 other priorities to get you to where you want to go. I thought that this few pages had a ton of value and really makes you think. Why bother? Well, the ones that have been successful, the ones that you're learning from, the people that you admire, the people that you might look at and go, they got lucky, didn't. They bothered. They bothered with the things that mattered. They did the little insignificant things that nobody saw them doing to get them to where they are today. There is no such thing as luck. I know some of you might be like, no, it's called work. Unless you buy a lottery ticket, and then those people lose all their money in 18 months. You might get lucky in very few circumstances. The people that you're looking at and you feel like they got lucky, they worked really hard. And you didn't see it because you see social media, which is a highlight reel. You see Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and you see funny because nobody wants to share the struggles. You didn't see me work out this morning. I didn't post my video. Why? I don't know, because I don't know. I just get up and I do it, even when I'm tired, even when I didn't want to do it. To be honest with you, I didn't want to work out this morning. If you're a man on here, I'm super sorry, but I have terrible cramps. Like, I'm just going to be real. I didn't want to work out. And even through the entire workout, my head kept saying, it's not a big deal. Like, you can quit. You have a reason. Like, you have terrible, terrible cramps. And I wanted to walk away from the workout, but I thought, it's not a big deal. I'll just push through it. I'll get it done. I'll go downstairs and I'll take some ibuprofen. Right? Like, are you willing to push through? You didn't see it, right? You could easily go, did she work out? Did she not work out? Right? Did she eat cereal this morning or did she not? Did she intermittent fast? You don't see. Or I could easily go, nobody's going to know that I didn't work out. I took a picture of my daughter. I took a picture of my daughter saying, oh, she joined me for my workout this morning, but you would not have known if I quit early. Only I would have. You know the things you do and you don't do. So it's easy to grab that donut in secret. It's easy to go, oh, I'll start tomorrow. Nobody's going to see me eat this little piece of chocolate. Nobody cares, just so you know. Not in a mean way, but I've got to coach my high school daughter, and we're going through some, let's say, girl drama, right? Or the lack of friendships. And I have to say, listen, most people are so selfish that they're not thinking of you. They're not thinking of you when they go home. They're not talking about you. They're looking at themselves. And if they did something or they didn't do something. All I want you to say is where was I going with that? People will notice if you did something or didn't do something by the results that you're getting. They don't care if you worked out, but you need to care. You need to do the things that you need to do regardless of how you feel, regardless if anybody's watching, because it's going to matter to you. And you don't want to get to the end of the year and regret not making the better decision for the last 4 months of the year. So, I don't know if that made sense. I'm just rambling. I hope you're enjoying the book. We are almost done. I would continue to add to your goal list, print out pictures that are going to help push you towards your vision. We'll talk more about creating the vision boards at the end. Continue to tune in. This is the book we're going through. I hope you have a great day. Message me with questions. Otherwise, I'll be back on later. I come on anywhere from 2 to 4 o'clock. I used to say I do it every day, 2 o'clock live, but it's been shifted because of kid activities. So I do come on in the afternoons. We do a 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock tasting and a keto tip. Otherwise, continue to tune into the page for different tips and tricks and recipes. I hope you have an incredible day. I'm always here to help, and we'll talk to you soon.